And here we are back in the burning corpse. Now, you'll forgive me, but I accidentally, while I was selling off some inventory, finished Nod's quest to find his sister. I simply just went and talked to Nod. I thought I had completed that on camera, and I thought I was in some weird sort of alternate save universe.
Alright.
But we're going to go to the Gathering Dust Bar in this episode. But first, we're gonna find some barking thugs and kill them for this one lady. There he is.
Done.
Now, if you snarl at them like a dog, you'll get him to attack you as you wish. Even 50 swigs of brandy wouldn't make you look good. That's rough. Oh, Dakon's about to give up the ghost. Don't want that to happen. So there we go. We go up back to the proper area of the hive, the northeast.
Done.
Now before we go in the bar, we're going to drop by this house.
Alright. Done. I'm gone.
I'm not going to talk to the old man, because he's a bitter, curmudgeon-y old man. And if you ask her if she's alright, she'll tell you that her husband has signed a dead contract, which is a contract where the dustmen pay you some money, and in exchange they get your body to turn it into a zombie when you die. And he doesn't want to do it anymore. And you can agree to figure out how to get the contract done away with.
Updated my journal. I'm gone. Done.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Alright.
So there we go. Go into the bar.
Chief, what are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, alright?
And there's a bit to do in here, so we'll talk to Narog. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce his name. And he will tell you about the mausoleum and problems in it. Seer the Skeptic is a dustman that likes to hear jokes and also is having a bit of a crisis of faith. And it's because she had a near-death experience and she's now sort of afraid to die, which is a bad thing in the Dustman's eyes, because it'll make you attached to this life, and you'll be more likely to come back as a ghost. And I tell her what I am, which the tattoos on my back tell me not to do, but screw it, I don't care. And this guy is Mortai Gravesend. He gives out the contracts, and he believes he knows who you are. And what you tell him basically is that the contract is tearing the man's life apart and making him more likely to become a ghost. And then you blackmail him and tell him that he doesn't sound like much of a dustman, since he's putting someone's eternal soul in jeopardy over a piece of paper. Now we talk to the old man, and you show him the Dustman contract and tear it up.
Updated my journal.
Consider it free. I have a question. Now, if you ask him about Farad, he tells you that a relation of his
Updated my journal.
recently got in with Farad, and that there's a portal that you throw junk into, and that will get you to the secret location. And now the old lady will sell you things and let you supply here.
I'm gone. All right. All right. All right.
We're gonna go do that mausoleum quest really quick. So I need to level up, make sure nobody else is ready to, and rework my spells.
All right.
There we go, we're ready for the mausoleum now.
All right. All right.
And the mausoleum is all the way up here. And we're going to go through the whole thing, mainly because I want the goodies in there, because I'm rather broke. And as soon as you come in, this guardian spirit approaches you, and you just tell him that you're going to help him out and get rid of the intruder.
Updated my journal.
And I have sort of a routine to going through here. And this is really the first dungeon of the game. And also one of the very few areas in this game which is based solely on combat. There is story here when you find the bad guy.
Die. Done.
But it's primarily just combat.
All right. Done.
And we're probably gonna have to use some of our healing items. Now, I got these earrings for being a mage. They help me out. They make me a little harder to hit. They're a gift from Maybeth.
All right.
This place is also heavily trapped. The traps aren't that dangerous.
Your path is mine.
And we're just fighting along in these catacombs.
What's up?
Someday we'll get a hit. Someday. Come on, guys. You can do it. There we go. Now, just as a spoiler, if you use that, I believe it teleports you back to the entrance. So we're not going to use that. Maybe I'm just superstitious, but I believe that's what happens.
All right. I'm gone.
And now, what would have been an impossible fight just a little bit ago, we find a giant skeleton guardian.
I'm hurt.
And I nearly die. So we're going to backtrack a little bit and try to efficiently explore as much of this place as possible. It's not so much to grind, I really want the things that are hidden in here, because money right now at the start of the game is really sparse. It kind of reminds me of like when you would start, if you've been playing video games for a while, when you would start games like Diablo 2, where like, well, you know what, screw it. I really want to carry around these arrows that I'm never going to use, because I can sell them to people. Because I desperately need the money. That's kind of where we are right now.
I'm gone. Done. All right. I'm gone. I'm gone.
So I want that, and I mean, the XP is nice too. Now, one thing about this game and experience, I guess I should go over. The more people you have in your party, of which you can have 6, the more ways the XP is divided. So, if you want to level up as fast as possible, you would just solo it. You'd even leave more behind. And that would make you as strong as possible.
All right. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Or, although you would run out of resources quickly, because you tend to get swarmed. Also, the higher wisdom you have, you get an XP bonus, as I mentioned in the first video. The way that it works is that the XP for everything is the same, always. Like, it doesn't give you some new number, but it gives you a bonus over and above what's in your party. So, say you get, 3 XP. I would get 1 XP with these 3 people in my party, and then an additional amount of bonus XP for having a very high wisdom. The higher the better, obviously.
I'm gone. I'm gone. Done.
Alright, and that will bring us to the end of our first little dungeon. And I'm gonna make sure we're somewhat prepared.
Done.
You see a mid-sized man in long robes of deep black. His hair is neatly coiffed and his impeccably trimmed goatee complements his handsome features. Noticing your arrival, he puts down the book he was writing in and strides confidently over to you, smiling. Impressive, I must admit. I never thought you would make it this far. I'm glad to have disappointed you. Are you responsible for all the walking dead? Who I am is of no consequence to you. What I want is the question that should concern you most. As he speaks, he looks you up and down as if somehow fascinated by you. Very well, what do you want? He takes a deep step back and cocks an eyebrow. I want your blood. Is that some kind of a threat? And then he attacks. So, there's that, and Dekon has some spells too. So we're gonna curse him, and we're gonna hit him with 2 basic variants of Magic Missile. And then we're just gonna rush this guy.
By your actions, I know your heart. You must die. Done.
And there he goes.
I'm gone.
Now, if I'm careful, I think there's somewhere else I can click. No, apparently not. Oh well. Not that important. And now we just have to wait on the spell to release Dakon. And there we have it. And the guardian spirit will thank us.
Updated my journal.
And give us 2,000 XPs.
All right.
Now we have to walk all the way back up here. And go back to Naraguj, or whatever. And that'll finish up that quest line in the Gathering Dust Bar. Although there's a little more to do there. But that was the first dungeon. There really aren't that many dungeons in this game, or even areas where combat is the primary feature. So that one comes pretty early, and we won't see anything like that again for a while.
Updated my journal.
Now we're going to talk to Emmerich. Well, actually, we'll talk to Mortai Gravesend. If you agree to sign a Dustman contract so as to be turned into a zombie, when you attempt to sign it, you have a memory. You take the quill in your hand and you begin to scratch your signature into the parchment. The quill pen makes a strange scritching noise as it touches the parchment, like a dagger writing on steel. As you try to sign the parchment, however, you notice that it seems to be shifting beneath your pen. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to sign your name. The contract seems to twist from being a dusty piece of parchment to something alive. Mortai? What's this contract? When you glance up to speak to Mortai, you see that his face has been replaced with that of a grinning skull. The rest of the bar seems to stop. The patrons, falling silent, freeze like statues. Mortai opens his mouth, and a wisp of dust trails from inside the skull. Mortai? With a rasp, the death's head speaks, dust streaming from its teeth. Sign. But remember, everything has its price, and what can change the nature of a man? The words are a ragged, dead chorus, as if being spoken by 5, 10, 20, or 100 voices. Old, young, female, male, desperate, common, hysterical. Nature of a man, which is the theme of this game. As you speak the words, suddenly you feel faint, and the next thing you hear is Mortai's voice, normal, and his hand upon your shoulder. Sir, are you all right? I thought I'd lost you for a moment. Try and get your bearings. Just give me a moment, and then we're going to not sign the contract. Now we'll talk to Emmerich. Where did he go? There he is. He's sort of the leader of the Dustmen here. And he doesn't say he owns the bar, but it's pretty close. I'd like to join the Dustmen. You have to say you have no desire to do so, because you're not allowed to desire things. And I've learned a bunch about the Dustmen, and we'll say it's the truth and that I do want to join. And if you ask him about Farad, he'll give you an additional quest, and he'll say that Farad's turning in a lot of bodies that are way, way, way dead. They've been dead for perhaps hundreds of years. And that'll give us another quest. To find Farad. And he wants you to talk to Narok again. And there's a thief disguised as a dustman, so I'm going to track him down. It's pretty easy to find early.
Done. I'm gone. Done.
And his ash mantle here. And okay, so he asks where the Gathering Dust Bar is, and he won't really be very helpful. Now, you can allow him to pick your pocket as you go through this conversation, and you get a ton of XP again. You grab his hand. Your hand snaps out and wraps around his wrist in a crushing grip. And unhand me, dog, or I'll call the guards. And then you say, give me everything you have, thief, and I'll let you go, or after you answer some questions. Where did you get the dustman get up? Nobody suspects a dustman, he says. I don't want to see you around here again, or I'll gut you. So there we go. We send him off on his way. And that completes the quest. So now it's just a matter of traveling back to the Gathering Dust bar and getting our reward.
All right.
And you can hear Anna talking.
Updated my journal.
So there's that. No more pickpocket. I don't think I have to talk to him again. No, I don't.
All right. Done.
So then he asks us to speak to Awaiting Death, who is down here. And Awaiting Death is a dustman that's basically become suicidal. And do you want to die? No. Why do you want to live? There are certain questions I need answered about my life before I'm willing to surrender it. I want to find out who I am. The dustman listens silently. After you speak, he doesn't respond. Do you want to die? Why do you want to die? And he basically says that life is terrible. There's a lot more to life than pain and hatred. Maybe after the first death. And you can goad him into trying to kill you. And, well, let's see. Why haven't you killed yourself already? Will you kill me? This is, then it must be another matter then. So I ask you, what is about living? Okay. Trust me, it's not. I don't know. Alright, try and kill me, see what happens, and I shall force you to watch me. Take your hands and twist your neck. Convinced now? Are you the Walking Dead? No, I don't know what happens. There's a hollowness, indeed. There we go. So we used our ability to die and come back to convince someone that life is pretty rosy. I spoke with Awaiting Death. He's chosen life over death. And I say that he's probably not a dustman. Then he asked us to speak to the jokester dustman, and I told her that it's just temporary. And then he tells us that Sogo has undertaken a special pilgrimage and that they don't know where he went. And we will not be finding Sogo for some time. But that's basically all there is to do in the Gathering Dust bar, except Old Copper Eyes right there. He's another death contract signer type guy, like Mortai Gravesend, except for whatever reason, Old Copper Eyes is invincible. I don't know why, but basically he's unkillable. One of the few characters in this game that is actually unkillable. You can kill major plot people and just totally ruin the game for yourself. So in a game that does that, it's pretty rare, but whatever Old Copper Eyes is, He's serious business. And actually, I forgot something up here that I want to take care of. And it's the damsel in distress. Greetings. Who? She looks around wildly. The drunken man who followed us out of the taverns. We thought he meant us no harm. Please, Cutter, there's no more time. Help us. Wait, first you said they were killing your sister, and now you say he is. Which is it? She stares at you, unsure what to say. I'm distraught. I made a mistake. Examine the blood on her dress. You glance down at her dress and look at the blood. Although it does appear to be real blood, it was completely dried. It must be hours old. You're up to something. Tell me what's going on, or I'll kill you. Get out of here and don't come back.
All right.
So that was just a little side questy thing. You do get attacked in that alley, but I like the 500 XP.
Done.
And we're also going to tell the tiefling here to that we avenged her sisters.
Updated my journal. I couldn't carry anymore, so I had to drop it. Done. I'm gone. Done.
And now we'll go back to the Gathering Dust Bar. And if you were curious, we get this little book out of from the necromancer, and it talks about how he's gone up there and he's looking for some immortal blood, and it turns out that the previous incarnation of you, prior to your waking up on the mortuary table a couple days ago, had set up an appointment to meet this guy because he wanted some of your blood for a spell, and you've apparently forgotten, and when you show up to the appointment, he realizes that you don't know why you're there, and attempts to get your blood anyways, but you end up killing him. So he was actually there waiting on an appointment with you. But now we're truly and well done with this episode. So the next episode's going to be kind of a hodgepodge of different things I haven't taken care of yet. And the Northwest Hive.